Alright, so we're gonna analyze Crew versus C9 today. So I had a look at Crew's VLR. Apparently they lost like every game this whole year up until now in the LCQ where they're like on a 4-win streak. So just gonna see what they're doing right. So like on pistol here, Crew just go B, and like the first thing everyone should be like looking at when you like versus a team is like what comp they're on, right? And like the default comp for this map is the breach, Omen, Jet, Killjoy, Sova, right? And since there's no jet, since there's no breach and there's like no raise as well, like B is like really easy to get into as an attacker, because there's like just no retaliation at all. So I guarantee you, Crew definitely either looked at VODs or like just understood like the weaknesses of C9's comp. Just went into B, get the bomb down, just got out, play post plant instantly for pistol. Alright, so we're gonna talk about next round, which is gonna be Crew's full buy into Cloud9's half buy guns. So let me just skip forward here. So, like naturally, I think Crew went for a 3-1-1. They want to take like the long range fights, right? Because they have full buy against like what Deagle, Spectre, Stinger, Guardian. So 3-1-1 is pretty good on rounds like these. But like I'm just gonna pause it. They only saw three, and it wasn't like I'm gonna rush type. Like they weren't running up, they were aim dueling, right? So even though Rooney died here, like the smoke here, I think it had to be in miscom because like if you smoke here, it just only blocks the info, and you know that Crew aren't gonna speed up with like only two people. They're not gonna just go. So that smoke didn't really do much. So I think it's a miscom, like a communication error from C9 side. But after that, like I think really good initiative from Jake and Leaf to push Garage here, because they know they would C, so they know majority of stack was C, and the rest would probably be around mid and A. And so what they do is Zephyr flash from B. They know it's not B. They smoke C. They know they're not gonna push through that smoke C. So they're just gonna push garage to confirm they're either C or they're A. It's like really good like initiative from those two in garage. They come out here. They dog B. They know B is clear, and he just flashes C. No one C. Like odds are like, unless they're hiding at C here, it's like 99% A, right? And they just catch like really good timing because of like the initiative from C9 side. Just unfortunate. It's a alarm bot, and I don't know what the spacing is here, but it was really good up until this. So on the same round, I'm just gonna talk about how like Crew had decent reactions as well. So they do the 3-1-1, get the pick, force the smoke out, and then instantly in their head, okay, C9 is gonna start rotating to C. We're gonna go A. But I think they could have went like a bit faster. That's like the only thing that I think they could have done better. Is like that I feel like they're taking a bit too long, considering the comp of like C9 is like you get like instant reclear with Sky, right? So like as soon as the smoke is blocked, the info is blocked, he's gonna start looking for like info elsewhere because they don't want to be in a situation where they're all sitting in every lane and they just don't know what's going on. Like Zeppa's gonna have like take initiative for that. So like after they get the kill at A, right? Let me just go back a bit more and talk about like this map. Like for this map, like this whole area can be ran if no one is down here. This is the one. This is like the god position of this map, right? If you're down here, you know exactly what the attacker side's gonna be doing. So Nags jumps. Pretty sure he turreted at the start of the round. Yeah, he turret. It gets broken, and then he's jump spotting. He's jump spotting the whole time, and he comes back. So he knows no one's down mid. Like these guys, we're like shift walking here, and then he Zephyr flashes as well. He flashed it. That flash from B. That means no one's down mid, and these guys should have started like going A already because they know that they were rotating towards C. So at max, there's one guy here drop off at max. And looking at the comp as well, based off like the positions, there was three C, so they know A is gonna be like retake with Killjoy, and I don't think there's gonna be a drop off here if there's Killjoy on A. So I think they could have caught like better timing here, but it's not the end of the world. It's just like a bit more riskier, Because if these guys, two guys, like I talked about, they had good initiative to push her, but if they didn't push her, and let's say they did the smoke, and then they're clearing here, and let's say they somehow clear C, and they went to stack A based off like sky info, like it would have been like slightly riskier for a crew, in my opinion. So yeah, like this position, like keep in mind is like if no one's here, like this whole thing could be ran, and then the two, like you just take the 2v1, like you take the door, the 2v1 from the Astra and Killjoy if there was a drop off, but like based off their comp and how they were playing that round, like I don't think there would be a drop off if the Killjoy is set up on A. Alright, so this next round, I'm just gonna talk about like how crew has like really good understanding of like what to do on the map based off what their comp is and based off what the enemy comp is. So like they go A, get the A info, see the setup, right? Alarm bot. They know Killjoy set up A. So Killjoy set up A. Util is not like well max, you know, one molly or turret on B. So they know B is weak again, and like crew's just gonna keep like prodding that B, right? So you get the drop off A. No one's push up A. They have Senti Util C. And the thing with like crew's comp is like double Senti, right? Double Senti means like Leaf probably is like instinctively, like subconsciously, like he's just less likely to like go for a flanker, and he has AWP as well. So it's like if they go B, like if you think about it, what it ends up being is like they have like A control, C control, mid control, and it kind of forces C9 into like this really shit retake where they only have this and let me just change color and crew have the option to have like all of this if they wanted to. And like when you're retaking B, you never really want to be in a position where Cloud9 is, where you only have this like one choke to fight from. Cause like you gotta be like wary of the C flank and this turret A, so you never worry about A, I guess. But it's just like 20 times harder. So I think it's really good understanding from crew, and I don't think Cloud9 caught on the fact that they kind of really need to like be pushing these flanks to breaking the Senti util. But like I don't blame them because like subconsciously you don't like really want to do that with a double Senti. But when you like retake B, you have to like go from two or three different like angles. So this next map is like, I mean this next round is like what I was talking about with it's like 2 rounds ago I was talking about like how you can beat timings like really well if you run like the whole way. So what they do is like crew start off with A pressure, they find the AWP here, they know the AWP is the only gun, they know the sky is here, so stack is gonna be at A. They probably hear this turret as well, they know it's 3A. So as soon as they get like out of range, they just start sprinting, right? And they know no one's down mid, so they can sprint the whole way. Same as the other round, but they were shift walking the other round for a bit. So they just beat timings really quick. And the thing about like C9's comp, I think like they started to understand like now that the sky is like really good at re-clearing stuff, right? Like instantly. So they start like rotating before Zipper even has like the idea of like starting to re-clear. I'm pretty sure he starts dogging soon. Or flashes. Yeah, he starts dogging. So see how like they beat the timings like really well. If you like catch onto the fact of what C9's comp is and like their goal of with the comp. And with the map control of no one's mid, like you can easily like just go into the other side instantly, like after putting pressure on one side, and just expect it to be like really weak or like no one's there. So that's really good from them. And even like if Leaf had the only gun in the round, right? Even if Leaf started rotating after he got the kill, which is like unlikely, right? Because most Jets would stay around for more, considering like there's a chance that they might just keep going. And, like he can't rotate to C before crew anyways from A long. So I think just really good like understanding from crew that round of like manipulating rotations and going back to the other side. Alright, so this next round, crew look at ults. Know that Cloud9. Well, let me skip this. Know that Cloud9 have Killjoy ult. So like, what do people do on this map, right? Killjoy retake A. But it's like different ways of like kind of faking that you're going to be retake A or you're going to be committing A. And so like what crew would be doing here is they'd prod A at the start and see what Cloud9 is doing at these like forward chokes and see if they're contesting it. And what people would usually do, right? you if you either commit to the retake A, you Cloud9, what you do, start of round, instantly retake A, which is like super obvious, or you can kind of like fake the pressure a bit, you know, you still do your regular like default with a sky flash, and maybe you have two people like shoot a bit, and then you fall into a retake. That way you kind of like force more util out of crew when they're actually going A. But Cloud9 chose like the first option of just instantly like retaking, right? No util, no sky, no jet fighting, no nothing. So crew do their regular stuff. Oh, there's nothing, no retaliation at all. They just start shift walking now, and Cloud9 have no idea that they're A. They get A long, they walk up, and then they pop. They know it's retake A, and they just sky out just to confirm. So yeah, like a slightly better round from C9 would be like they just do the sky flash still, like at minimum. Because like that's the regular default, right? If you look at the previous rounds, I think out of 5 rounds, 4 rounds Zipper was flashed A at the start of the round, or like showed that he was towards A within the first 5 seconds. So then instantly, as soon as he stopped doing that, they know it's not A anymore. They know that they've changed the setup, and based off their ults, like very likely it's just retake instantly. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention why like that's important. Because if you show that you're still like at least fake presence 3A falling into a retake, like at the minimum, you will get like more util out of like crew. Crew's not gonna contact anymore. They're gonna start like dogging and stuff, and they're start using stars and stuff because now they just went the whole way and used a single thing, but the Skyle and flat one flash, and they have like a million things for post plant. So it's like, and they got a post plant comp as well. Look at Astro Rays, fucking Killjoy. So this next round, crew like they seem to love this 3-1-1 like variation or like 4-0-1 where they just take these like long range duel at C long because of their gun advantage. So they do it again. So what was it 4 rounds ago they did this, and that was a conditioning round where they went C, got a kill, and just went A instantly. But now they're like faking the same thing as they did that round. That round was a conditioning round, and this is a real round where they do the C pressure, and then they're gonna go back to reclear A, and then they're gonna go back to C. So it's like faking that they're gonna go A. Like so in textbook, like this is like a really good round from crew, but the reclear A was like way too weak. Like it was way too weak. Like this guy is just juggling the whole thing, and he sees that there's no one there. So they know, like they're still gonna keep like numbers towards C and B because they know no one's A. Like a really good way of reclearing A, right? In the perfect world here is they would do the C if they wanted to do what they were doing this round like properly. They'd do C, go back to A, and they'd probably drop a smoke here, and then the dog would clear here. The dog would come take a peep here and then go clear here, and then that way, I oh what the fuck, I guarantee you, like at minimum, Zipper would, bro, what is going on? Zipper would go here, and then this guy would lean here. So that would probably like manipulate the rotations and fake that they're controlling air. Or else, like, there's too many lines like these where people can just kind of like juggle and just keep spotting for info because they're not forced off the line. They're not like the crew's not forcing him off the line, so there's no reason for him to leave the line. So that way, like, the dog was pretty much useless at that point, and then crew know it's a fake now. This next round, really good from crew as well, in my opinion. So they do their regular A default, right? And they end up getting like the opener, really good. And they know that Zipper's here, and what I said before with Sky is like you know he's gonna start reclearing stuff, especially when C9 is like down a man now. They're probably sweating so hard, and it's all up to Zipper to get the info for them again. So like crew knows that. That's why they're just holding the whole way. They're just waiting for the next flash, the next dog to come out, for Zipper to like just unload his kit, and then they're gonna do something else based off like what they're feeling after that. Okay, so the dog comes out, you know, spots. It's like okay, they're still A. You see how the Viper is like coming back to it. It's like oh, they're still A. They're still towards A. And then off that, they're like just instantly walking away. Like these three guys aren't gonna rotate. They're not gonna rotate when they just saw the people here, unless they make a god gamble. And crew like playing this like so well, just going back to B because they know B is gonna be weak, especially when they're down one as well. They know B is gonna be weak. But the only thing bad here is like just like really bad like trades and spacing here, like just like horrible, like bad spacing. But other than that, like everything up until that was like just perfect from crew, like really good macro. So crew, right? What they have? They have yeah, Killjoy. So what they do is they know like the somewhat of like the default of C9, right? Is like the sky and shit towards A, like numbers towards A. So they know that. They know that the sky flashes like good 70-80% of the round. And so Zipper would flash, and what does every sky do at A? Or like any initiator? They get the info, A lobby, no on A lobby, start rotating B or C, right? Every initiator would do that start of every round if they use UTOR. So what their crew does is they start round, they start like fighting towards B, and suddenly start doing B pressure, right? So this guy's like 100% starting to go A link now. But like what they want to do is Killjoy or A. Like that's their plan is to Killjoy or A. So they force C9 into like this kind of position where it's gonna they know it's gonna be weak A, and all they have to worry about, right, is like the drop off positions here and here, and they got util for that. They got dog, and he's gonna boombot. You're gonna boombot, and then it just clears both these angles, right? Wait, I'm just gonna pause it, and he sees the guy jiggling here. When people jiggle here, and there's no one close, that means he's the only one. 100% every time, without fail. That's like I can guarantee you that. If there's a guy jiggling here and there's no one close, he's gonna be the only one there. So it's a free uncontested kill jail now. They know everything is clear. They're just gonna go kill jail for free. But compared to before, like let's say you're a regular team and you're like, oh, I got Killjoy. Oh, let's just go A, and they just go A at the start of the round. They see three people and then they fight to the death, and it's like fucking 50-50. But if you go somewhere else and you force cunts to like go towards B or C, and you make them weak A and then go back to A like mid round, like it's really smart from crew. I forgot to point out something as well. Remember the other round where Leaf was jiggling? He was jiggling and then what's this guy? Claus. He like dogged A short, but Leaf didn't see anyone, right? So the other people could keep the B and C stack. Remember that a few rounds ago? This is how important like just simply like spotting like one or two people is after the dog. Look at that. Instantly, bro, instantly. Everyone is fucking rotating. Like that's how important it is. Like when you're trying to like fake control or actually take control, you gotta put like people in there. Like. Alright, so this last round I'm talking about on Crew's attack. They played like this entire attack like really well. I can't lie. So what? Pressure one side. They do the 3-1-1 that they've always been doing, and they force the smoke out. Oh wait, that's crew smoke. Okay, well they get the trip down, turrets down mid. They know no one C, no one down mid, so they can run the whole way. And see how fast they were? 'Cause they were like there like 2 seconds ago. They were fast like going A. They're trying to like do the pressure, drag the rotates, and then they just go A like instantly. So it's like just really good like textbook from crew. But one thing I think like I don't think you can be doing the smoke. I don't think the crew Astro should be doing the smoke because like this is the first time smoke from them, and it's like giveaway that it's just the pressure. Like if you're actually hitting C, no one would smoke that, right? No one would smoke themselves off. So like I feel like if they didn't do that smoke, like this guy wouldn't be like rotating instantly. So if they didn't do that smoke, they just did the trip. Like it could be a lot better in my opinion. Oh wait, unless he knew that guy was AWPing. They didn't see that he was AWPing though, so I have no idea. But yeah, if you saw that he was AWPing, the smoke is valid. But just like a general thing, like you don't want to be doing smoke like that unless you're trying to fake like something with it. If it's a first time, it's gonna be taken too literal. If it's a first time smoke and people would start rotating like that. Alright, so just gonna quickly skip to a few more rounds of cruise defense here, and there's not really much to talk about the rest of the VOD, but I'm just gonna showcase like how important it is to like go from multiple lanes when you're retaking from B, like compared to what Cloud9 did that one round. So Cloud9 started with like an instant go B, like instantly go B. That means like it's less likely to have like drop offs towards C and A. Like it's probably just gonna be like late lurks. So like at like minimum, right? You always like you can't. I feel like you always need to be going from at least two lanes, and just this one guy like Mauser, like is enough to make this retake like 20 times better compared to like if everyone just like funneled in from this way, and then now people have to worry about garage and ceiling and stuff. It's just like it's just AIDS. So like when you're retaking B, like you gotta be thinking about that. And this is the last run. I don't even know if this is worth mentioning, but like if you look at cruise attack, I feel like every round was like very calculated. Like there'd be like a goal, and there'd be like steps they need to do to get to that goal, right? Based off like oh, it's based off the enemy team comp, based off where they're strong and where they're weak at, like the sides, and they do stuff mid round, start round. But like there's necessarily like not necessarily anything wrong with this round from C9. It just like looks a lot like more scrappy. Like with it, they do the flash and then they do like their own omen smoke. It's like, but they're not doing anything else anywhere else. It's like it feels like a huge giveaway, considering they've never done this before. So like in any of the other attack rounds. So it's like I don't know. I think this map showcases how well like crew played compared to Cloud9. So it could be a good watch if you want to see why crew has like gotten like a lot better in this LCQ compared to the start of the year.